3, 4. Se siente tan bien saber que estás junto a mí después de todos estos años. Se siente tan bien poder oler el alimento que me gano a diario. Por el mundo de hoy yo no me voy a desanimar, solo voy a pasarlo. Ya que mi libertad es muy grande que me he ganado con estos años. Se siente tan bien estar junto a ti. Se siente tan bien poder ser feliz. Se siente tan bien. Se siente tan bien cuando despierto y descubro la hermosa mañana que trae el sol. Difícil de creer, pero es la muestra de otra oportunidad. Por el mundo yo no me voy a desanimar, solo voy a pasar. Ya que este momento es el mejor de los momentos en el momento. Se siente tan bien estar junto a ti. Se siente tan bien poder ser feliz. Se siente tan bien poder ser feliz. Se siente tan bien saber que estás junto a mí después de todos estos años. Se siente tan bien cuando despierto y descubro la hermosa mañana que trae el sol. Por el mundo de hoy yo no me voy a desanimar, solo voy a pasar. Ya que mi libertad es muy grande que me he ganado con estos años. Se siente tan bien estar junto a ti. Se siente tan bien poder ser feliz. Se siente tan bien poder ser feliz. Se siente tan bien. 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 Hello everybody, welcome to another session of Pájaro de Fuego. Today's music topic here at Pájaro de Fuego, we're gonna be presenting a local musician, Matthew Reveles. We have an interview with him. And I wanna talk to you about Consuelo Velazquez Torres, or Consuelito Velazquez, as well known, and everybody knows her. But not everybody knows that she was the composer of Besame Mucho, This is a 1940s tune that it was international hit, recorded by many artists. One of the most memorable was from the Beatles in 1962 when they did the audition with Decca Records. Other musicians were recorded this piece also through the time, like Plácido Domingo, Cesaria Evora, Pedro Vargas, Andy Rosell, among others. So, Consuelo Velazquez Torres was born in 1916 in the town of Zapotlán el Grande. This is in the state of Jalisco. And just want to mention that my mom is from that town, my grandparents, all my mom's family is from that town. So we are very proud of Consuelo Velazquez, and I wanted to tell you about her so you get to know that Besame Mucho is a song that she composed and she wrote when she was an adolescent. And Consuelito Velazquez was a Mexican concert pianist, songwriter, and recorded artist. She said that she started playing piano at the age 4. Started her professional career as a classical musical concert pianist. She performed at Palacio de Bellas Artes, XEQ Radio, and later become a singer and recording artist. So I'm gonna play a little bit of her song so you will remember and enjoy. And welcome to another session of Pájaro de Fuego.
Como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo perderte después. Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo perderte.
Okay, welcome everybody. This is another session of Pájaro de Fuego. We have a special guest today with us. It's Matthew Reveles. He's a songwriter, composer, and I really appreciate it for you being here. I admire your music and all the things that you do in the Valley. And this program is to promote culture, art, music, and history, especially in the Valley with local musicians and artists. So thank you, Matthew, for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
All right. Well, can you tell us where you're from and a little bit of your childhood?
Yeah. Well, I'm from here, from Arizona, born and raised. I was born in Phoenix, in the Maryvale, raised in the Maryvale area, and then I grew up We moved into Glendale a little while after that. So pretty much most of my time was in Glendale before I moved out here to the east side. I moved to Tempe, probably about 15 years ago now, but more or less, yeah, born and raised on the west side, and grew up over there. So.
All right. And what was the reason to move to the East Valley?
Actually, just the music scene, really. There was a lot going on out here 15 years ago. And I had just kind of branched out on my own with my solo project. And a lot of the bands that I was playing with at the time, they were, playing out here at the Yucca Tap Room and Last Exit when it was out here. So it just seemed like this was the good place to be. A lot of my friends lived in the neighborhood and stuff. So I moved out here and yeah, it was really cool. It was like, at that time, there was a really big community of musicians and, we all played concerts, played shows together and otherwise just hung out, on a pretty regular basis. It was a really fun time. So.
Is this in the 19s or when was this?
This would have been, well, let's see, 15 years ago, about like 2005, 2006, I think. Yeah, I moved out here. I started working at Zia Records when it was back on University still. And so it just made sense to kind of live out here too anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you start writing songs? What was the motivation or what the moment when you say, you know what, I think it's time to start my own songs, let's just.
Yeah. I guess in a way I've always been writing, even when I was in other projects where I wasn't the main, the front man or whatever, I was still kind of writing stuff, recording stuff on my own. But the first songs I ever wrote probably were like in 6th grade, maybe. I would record them on my parents' voicemail. I would call our own phone number and then, sing the song into the recording and then listen back to it. So yeah, that was a long time ago. But I've been writing in one capacity or another pretty much since I was a little kid. I mean, I was writing poems and stuff like that. I remember my mom entered a poem that I wrote when I was in kindergarten in the school district poetry contest, and I got it published in that little book that they made for the contest. So I was always really into rhyming and making songs and turn of phrase and all that stuff. So
that's great. And so what kind of music influences do you have?
Oh wow, it's a pretty big spectrum, I guess. I mean, everything from my earliest influences were growing up in my house. We had La Bamba, the movie, on all the time growing up in the 80s.
Yeah.
Especially as a Mexican American kid, everybody had that video in their house on VHS. So we would watch that over and over again. So Richie Valens was really the first reason why I ever wanted to pick up a guitar and play music was Richie. And then I got older and my dad would play all his old music, his records and stuff like and he had a pretty diverse taste. So the band Rush was like his big thing, but he also liked like Simon and Garfunkel and the Beatles. And, so I had a pretty good rounded, exposure to all the different kinds of music. He also liked classical music and jazz. So I got used to a lot of that stuff too. But I guess, yeah, those are pretty much my early influences before I grew up into the point where I had my own tastes, like, you know, punk rock music and grunge and all that stuff in high school. But yeah, all of that stuff kind of came together. A little country music too.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of what formed that's what my influences, I guess, are comprised of. So
Yeah. Well, I have a question because I think I saw one of your videos where you were playing, I think the drums and then the bass. So what instruments do you play? Do you play everything? I know that you play harmonica. I've seen you playing the harmonica.
yeah. I play a little bit of everything. I mean, more or less. At some point growing up, you know, it's hard to get a lot of people over to your house to play music and stuff, especially in like high school. So I had a drum set. I started playing on the drums. My dad was a big drummer when he was younger, so I picked that up from him. And my mom played guitar in the church, so I actually learned how to play on her old guitar. So drums and guitar, and then I started playing bass in church when I was a little kid, like probably 12 years old. And then from there, just any other instrument I picked up, I was kind of really interested in learning everything I could. So I started playing the banjo a little bit of mandolin, lap steel guitar, you know, like the slide and everything. Yeah, so pretty much all of those things. On my last record, I did, you know, all of the instruments except, you know, my friend Mondo played some cello and my friend Jeremy played some organ. But other than that, like, yeah, I did all the recordings in this studio, actually.
Wow, you recorded everything there? Yeah, I was listening this morning, and yeah, I like it. Yeah. So, oh wow.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's all done in here, and then recorded or mixed and mastered at my friend Jalapaz at Audio Confusion. I went over to him to have it mastered and finished up and everything.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, after the COVID, I would like to come back and check it out your studio. Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Do have some collaboration sometime.
Yes, definitely. That would be awesome.
Yeah. So what is your favorite theme when you make a song, especially on the lyrics? What is your favorite theme?
I don't know. I write I guess a lot of it I write about just life experiences and stuff. So, you know, when I was younger in my 20s, a lot of it was about girls, you know, and whiskey, you know, all the things that are going on in your 20s. But I guess, yeah, those are probably themes that I revisit a lot in my music. And nowadays, you know, the most recent songs that I've written, I think are a little bit more about life and just maybe even getting older a little bit, having a family, reflecting on things, you know, from my past, from my childhood and stuff. So yeah, there's definitely a couple songs on the new record that have that kind of theme going. So yeah.
Great. Well, I know it's been hard for all the musicians lately. You know, I have the idea to start this kind of concept of the program and go with the friends that I know and record in their studios, and you know, just to create a sense of community, arts community here in the valley. But the virus came, so I decided, well, I'm going to start. But have you been taking all of this lately? You know, it's because I know all the musicians been suffering because the gigs and stuff. So, what you been doing lately?
Well, I'm lucky enough to have, you know, a job on this in addition to playing music. So I've been working from home pretty much this whole time. But yeah, actually the first weekend that everything kind of shut down, I had a show scheduled, so I wasn't able to do it, obviously. So it's been all right. I actually did a couple of live streams, one that night that was supposed to be the concert, and then later I did one that was a music festival, the Fox and Peacock, that usually happens in Tempe.
I think I saw that one.
Yeah, so they did that online, so everybody just was able to stream in from their own areas and stuff. So that's been kind of cool. It's really been cool to see how creative other artists have been you know, during this whole thing, because we're not playing at venues, you know, and it's kind of sad not to be able to interact with people and engage with an audience live, you know. And it's definitely a little different when you're streaming from your studio, because you can't see other people and they can see you, but you can't really hear them or anything. You're just kind of playing. So But
Yeah, I know,
yeah.
but yeah, we have to keep going. And well, I just want to ask you to finalize this interview. How would you like to see the future, and how do you see yourself in it? You know, what would you like to see? Because it's been crazy, crazy year and crazy situations, and then we have the elections coming soon. So I just want to know what would you like to see in the future.
Oh man, that's a good question. Well, I mean, as in general, I think the future, you know, obviously it would be nice to see a return to some sort of normalcy as far as, you know, being able to interact with people and go out, you know, safely, of course, but it definitely would be nice to return to being able to play shows, you know, live shows in front of people. And yeah, I mean, as far as the political climate, you know, obviously all I can hope for is a return to some civility after this election, and hopefully just, you know, the ultimate goal obviously is just a peaceful society. So anything that I can do, whether it's through music or otherwise, to help bring that about, obviously would be preferable for sure. So yeah, that would be a bright future to me if those things could happen.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, good to hear that. Yeah, I just want to hear different opinions because, yeah, I mean, it's important to be aware about it, you know, and be that now is the time to move forward and, like you say, you know, trying different things or get and you know staying on the path on the road and just keep trying wherever
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, it's exciting. You know, also it's difficult, but it's exciting also, and it's not going to be the end. You know, we have to keep moving and stuff, and especially here in the valley, you know, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of artists and a lot of musicians, and it's such a great art scene. You know, I would say so. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true. It's
yeah.
it's
Well,
definitely a good scene.
yeah, yeah. Well, thank you very much, Matthew. Would you like to play something or?
Yeah, I have a song I could play. It's called Kai Runner PSA. It's on the new record actually. Well, the most recent one that I have. And it's you know, this will just be an acoustic version obviously, but yeah, I can play it and hopefully you like it. All right, so this is called Kai Runner PSA and it's on my new record, my most recent record. And it goes like this. My skin's aged on my wrinkled face. Do you still look at me that way? Do you still talk about me when you have figured out me? Do you feel lost without me too? And will you bump your head and wear those shorts to bed and still be gone for weeks on end? Will you please let me know when my heart stops beating so I can start it up again? What adventures will we find? And who knows how long we'll live? But as long as you've got time, I'll give you mine.
like a mirror at another year. Oh, it's been tough, but have no fear. 'Cause we'll be better off soon. We'll figure out a way soon. No, we don't need a silver spoon. What adventures will we find? Who knows how long we'll live? But as long as you've got time, I'll give you mine.
All right, that's that song.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Matthew. Sounds great. That is like